Ben, what's going on? Dispatch, this is Casey. Shit! Three, two. This is Brody. 2-4.
Just 3 shots. Wait for the reload.
Ah! Run! Viper! Go!
I'm a person to do it, so calm down.
What do you think? We're supposed to... These assholes blocked themselves.
Fucking doors off.
Back up.
We don't...
What are we gonna do?
What we have here is a Murphy's. You're old enough to know. There's some. Correct.
Looks like that.
You can call me Rook. Listen. Hours. You to a hospital.
Plan to keep two negotiating with me.
Bed.
We open the doors, we're dead. I'll take the charger. This doesn't make sense. And paramilitary units. What the f... That's... Now we know. The phone indicates.
I'm tough, son of.
Hey, Rook. I know you got.
These fuckers must have plugged. Jane!
To go! What's gonna happen when they find out?
Hard. Get the drill!
Where are we meant to be?
Get that shit out!
This goddamn world's faster. You can get it done right. Yeah? At the 44 Club.
Yeah, the heat's.
You'll be all right.
Or didn't go like that. Then book it to Mexico.
Well, you can.
Sarah would be pissed if she... Get you back to... We are gonna need some alcohol. I gotta...
All right.
Please stop. I fill up that thermos every day. You've just been lying to me. The other night, just you would not...
Radio's still silent. Picked up yet. Rammed that truck off the bridge. Yep. Yeah.
There soon enough.
If you didn't pull your shot.
It's the last fucking time with this guy.
We never went after this.
So,
And, for me, and, hey, you gonna stick around? I need these. I promise you.
you really want
It
Cyrus
doesn't involve murder.
back out now?
And is. There. You going crazy?
These guys are... Let's go. We're both... Let's go.
Sure.
What does that mean? Yeah, where I was a cop.
All my time, use it all. So many ways to fall. For what's too good, summon the devil.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into a world where armor isn't just protection, it's a way of life, with the action-packed spectacle that is Armor 2024. This isn't your grandma's cozy Sunday flick. It's a metal-on-metal symphony of destruction. Imagine a future where resource wars have pushed humanity to its limits, giving birth to formidable armored units and warriors who practically live inside steel behemoths. We're talking heavy ordnance, strategic maneuvers, and characters who are as tough as the alloys they pilot. Get ready for a recap that'll make you feel the rumble in your chest. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. Our story kicks off by introducing us to Major Kale, played by an actor whose jawline alone could cut diamonds. He's a man who's seen to many sunrises over battlefields and to few over peaceful mornings. Kale is the leader of an elite armored unit, but you can tell from the way he stares out at the desolate landscape, all dust and shattered dreams, that he's carrying the weight of 100 lost battles. The world has changed. Resources are scarcer than a polite comment on the internet, and what little remains is guarded by formidable, walking fortresses. The sheer scale of the desolation is just breathtaking, or perhaps breath-choking given the amount of particulate matter in the air. The silence is almost deafening, only broken by the occasional metallic sigh of distant, unseen machinery. Just as we're settling into the quiet existential dread, boom! The Iron Scorpions make their grand entrance, and let me tell you, subtlety is not in their mission brief. These guys are a rogue faction, armed with advanced, stolen tech, and they hit harder than a Monday morning. We see their ominous, Black armored vehicles, looking like something out of a nightmare, easily tearing through the defenses of a remote resource outpost. The metallic screech of their treads on concrete and the deafening roar of their engines announce their presence, followed by the explosive crack of their railguns, which just sound expensive. They're not here to negotiate. They're here to take everything, and they're doing it with 0-star Yelp reviews for humanity. The scene is a whirlwind of explosions and flying debris, leaving a truly impressive crater-sized impression back at headquarters, which looks like a bunker designed by a particularly paranoid architect. Kale and his unit, Vanguard, get the lowdown. The Iron Scorpions have been raiding key supply lines, and their latest target is a convoy carrying something vital. Probably not a new line of designer socks. A holographic map lights up the room, projecting enemy movements and strategic points with an almost eerie glow. The data streams across the screen, a mesmerizing ballet of grim statistics. You can practically hear the tension humming in the air, a low thrumming sound that resonates deep within their very core. Kale, ever the stoic, absorbs the information, his eyes scanning every detail. The stakes are high, the odds are, well, let's just say challenging, and the coffee is probably terrible. But that's just a guess. Vanguard rolls out. A symphony of heavy engines roaring and massive treads grinding against the desolate earth. They're moving through a treacherous canyon because apparently villains always pick the most dramatic ambush spots. The air is thick with anticipation, and then, without warning, the canyon erupts. The Iron Scorpions were waiting, hidden like digital trolls in the comments section. Vanguard's lead combat vehicle is instantly hammered by a barrage of energy blasts, the metallic clang of impacts echoing off the canyon walls. Sparks fly like a blacksmith's dream, illuminating the chaos. The whoosh of incoming missiles and the thump-thump of heavy cannon fire create an overwhelming auditory assault. It's a classic setup: good guys driving, bad guys waiting, and everyone gets to blow stuff up. What could go wrong? The battle is a brutal dance of heavy metal and devastating firepower. Vanguard's armor, designed to withstand hell and high water, is now taking a beating. You can almost feel the vibrations of the impacts, the internal systems groaning under the strain. Laser fire carves streaks across the chassis, and the constant, percussive explosions threaten to rattle every screw loose. The Scorpions aren't just numerous. They're packing some serious hardware, showcasing an unexpected level of technological advancement. Kale, ever the pragmatist, sees the writing on the wall, or rather, the scorch marks on the armor, and orders a tactical retreat. It's a bitter pill to swallow, hearing the metallic screech of damaged treads as they turn tail, but sometimes, even the toughest warriors need a timeout. The air crackles with the lingering scent of ozone and defeat. The silence after the storm is often more chilling than the storm itself. Kale walks through the smoking wreckage, the crunch of twisted metal underfoot echoing the devastation. He finds what's left of one of his unit's armored vehicles, and inside, a fallen comrade. The scene is heavy with grief, the air thick with the metallic tang of blood and burnt electronics. He picks up a helmet, the visor cracked and opaque, a chilling reminder of the cost of this war. This isn't just a setback. It's personal. You can almost hear the internal click as his resolve solidifies. This isn't just about the mission anymore. It's about vengeance. The gentle hiss of coolant leaking from a damaged engine provides a mournful background, a quiet testament to the sacrifices made. After that bruising encounter, Kale isn't one to sit around and mope. He's got a new plan, and it involves less tank rush and more sneaky beaky. He gathers a small, elite team, the kind of folks who probably prefer quiet infiltration to big, loud explosions, at least initially. The scene shows them meticulously preparing their gear. Kale himself is seen assembling a wicked-looking sniper rifle, each click and thunk of the components perfectly precise. The conversation is hushed, tactical, and full of the kind of jargon that makes you feel like you're in the know, even if you're just guessing. They're going off-grid into enemy territory to find the Iron Scorpion's main lair. Because if you want to find the bad guys, sometimes you have to go knocking on their front door. With a very small, very quiet hammer. Night falls, bringing with it the kind of eerie silence that makes every rustle of wind sound like an enemy patrol. Kel's team begins their infiltration, and it's not by taxi. They're rappelling down a sheer cliff face, hundreds of feet above what they suspect is enemy territory. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a vibro knife. Each rope creak and each scrape of boot on rock feels amplified, like a drum solo in a library. The whir of their descent gear and the quiet thud of their boots landing on ledges are the only sounds. One wrong move, one loose pebble, and they're not just breaking a leg. They're announcing their presence with a dramatic splat. It's a reminder that even in a world of advanced armor, sometimes the old-fashioned methods are still the most effective and terrifying. After a grueling trek through treacherous terrain, Kel's team finds what they're looking for, a smaller Iron Scorpion outpost, nestled precariously in the jagged landscape. It's heavily fortified, bristling with auto turrets and the kind of perimeter defenses that politely say, "Please don't come in unless you're a tank," a team member, probably the one who got all the good stealth perks, uses some fancy binoculars to scope out the main gate, watching the rigid patrols. The low hum of the outpost's power generators and the rhythmic thump of armored boots on patrol underscore the constant threat. They collect valuable intel, noting weak points and patrol patterns, like professional reviewers critiquing a bad security system. It's all about finding that tiny crack in the armor, right? With the intel in hand, the team pushes deeper, following the breadcrumbs, which are probably actual scrap metal in this world. And then, bam! They spot it. The main Iron Scorpion fortress. It's not just a base. It's an entire mountain that's been hollowed out and turned into a supervillain's lair. Imagine a medieval castle got an extreme futuristic makeover, complete with enough steel and concrete to make a super battleship blush. The scale is just mind-boggling, and the sheer audacity of its construction makes you wonder how much caffeine those engineers were on. The distant thrum of heavy machinery from within suggests something big is being cooked up. This isn't just a stronghold. It's a monument to we're going to take over the world. Deal with it. Back at their makeshift, camouflaged base, Kale lays out the plan. And let me tell you, it's not a walk dash up dash and dash not dash politely single quotes kind of plan. It's audacious, it's risky, and it probably involves a lot of hold my beer moments. He uses a glowing 3D holographic projection of the fortress, pointing out vulnerabilities that only a true expert would spot, like that suspiciously flimsy-looking ventilation shaft, or the geothermal exhaust port that's just begging for a well-placed explosive. The team members listen intently, their faces a mixture of apprehension and grim determination. You can hear the low hiss of the projector and the occasional click of a stylus as Kale emphasizes key points. It's a high-stakes chess match, and Kale just decided to sacrifice a pawn, or maybe a bishop. Wish us luck! Alright, it's showtime. The assault on the Iron Scorpion fortress begins with a bang, literally. Vanguard's main force, like a metal avalanche, launches a full frontal diversionary attack, causing enough ruckus to wake the dead. The roar of their engines and the explosive crack of their cannons are deafening. Meanwhile, Kel's team, the unsung heroes of subtlety, are executing their breach plan. We see controlled explosives detonate with a satisfying crump, tearing a hole on what looked like an impenetrable wall. The sound of crumbling rock and groaning steel is immense. It's the equivalent of sending a polite RSVP to a party by blowing up the front door. Because, apparently, who needs a doorbell when you have C4? The metallic clang of falling debris and the whiz of enemy laser fire are just background noise to Kel's determined advance. Once inside, the fortress reveals itself to be less of a base and more of a gigantic, industrial-grade maze designed by someone with a severe aversion to intruders. Kel's team moves through dark, echoing corridors, the occasional drip-drip of water mixing with the distant sounds of battle. The encounter automated defenses, laser grids that hum with deadly energy, and tripwires that practically scream "don't touch." One team member does an impressive slide under a laser grid, sparks flying as the beam nearly clips their armor. It's a tense game of cat and mouse, but the mouse has really big guns. The metallic clang of their boots on the grimy floor is punctuated by hushed commands and the sharp snap of suppressed weapon fire. They take down unwary patrols. Stealth, apparently, is just a suggestion when you're this heavily armored deep within the fortress. Kel's team stumbles upon the Iron Scorpion's armory, and its less weapons locker and a more supervillain toy store. This place is massive, filled with rows of terrifying new weapon prototypes and modifications that would make a conventional army weep. But the real showstopper? A colossal, experimental super tank or mech, partially assembled in the center of the hangar, its metallic frame gleaming under the harsh industrial lights. It looks like it could eat smaller tanks for breakfast. The low hum of its massive internal systems is almost a growl. It's clear the Scorpions aren't just raiding, they're building an army of absolute monsters. Kale realizes the true, horrifying scale of their enemy's ambition. This isn't just about resource control, it's about total domination. And I thought my car needed a lot of upgrades. Meanwhile, the main event is kicking off outside. Vanguard's external force has finally pushed into a massive, open cavern area within the mountain, and they've met the Iron Scorpion's primary armored division head-on. The scene explodes into a symphony of destruction. Multiple armored vehicles, both Vanguard and Scorpion, are exchanging heavy fire, turning the cavern into a deadly light show with tracers zipping through the air like angry fireflies. The boom of main cannons, the metallic ping of deflected shots, and the constant roar of engines create an overwhelming cacophony. It's chaos, it's intense, and honestly, it's giving my sound system a workout just watching it. Each hit reverberates, each explosion sends shockwaves, and the strategic maneuvering of these steel titans is genuinely gripping. This is the kind of battle that makes you want to buy a bigger TV. Amidst the external chaos, Kale is still on his personal mission, pushing deeper into the fortress's belly towards the command center. The labyrinthine corridors are no match for his determination, but the elite Iron Scorpion guards certainly give him a run for his money. These aren't your average grunts. They're faster, stronger, and have better aim than most competitive gamers. Kale, in his advanced combat suit, moves with a fluid, deadly grace. The metallic thud of his armored fists, connecting with enemy armor, the sharp hiss of their energy blades, and the crackle of his own weapon fire fill the tight spaces. It's a beautifully choreographed dance of destruction, each move precise, each blow impactful. He's not just fighting. He's a one-man wrecking crew, leaving a trail of sparking, disabled enemies in his wake. Talk about taking out the trash. Kale finally breaches the command center, the air thick with anticipation. And there he is, General Silas, the architect of all this metallic mayhem, the leader of the Iron Scorpions. But Silas isn't just some guy in a uniform. He steps into view clad in a ridiculously sleek, custom-designed armored suit that makes Kel's look like last season's fashion. There's a menacing grin on Silas's face, a hint that this isn't just a random encounter. The lower of his suit's hydraulics as he moves suggests immense power. It quickly becomes clear that these two have a history, perhaps a former mentor or a rival, adding a juicy layer of personal vendetta to the already high-stakes battle. Oh, the drama? It's like finding out your old high school bully now runs a global crime syndicate. Forget your average fistfight. This is a duel of titans, literally. Kale and Silas, both clad in their formidable armored suits, go at it like two angry, extremely expensive robots. Every punch, kick, and energy blast is delivered with bone-shattering force, sending sparks flying with each impact. The metallic clang of their suits colliding echoes through the chamber, a percussive soundtrack to their personal war. Silas is fast and cunning, exploiting every opening, while Kale relies on sheer power and tactical precision. The ground trembles with their impacts, and the air crackles with residual energy. You can almost feel the vibrations through the screen. It's a test of wills, of skill, and of whose armor can withstand more punishment. My money's on the guy with the most plot armor, obviously. But it's still an absolute spectacle. Silas, it turns out, is a formidable opponent. Perhaps even more skilled than Kale, our hero finds himself pushed to the brink, his armor groaning under the relentless assault. Just when it seems like Kale might be down for the count, a loyal team member, bless their brave metallic heart, intervenes. In a moment of pure, unadulterated heroism, they pilot their damaged armored vehicle, or perhaps their own combat suit, directly into Silas, sacrificing themselves in a brilliant, fiery explosion. The deafening blast and the resulting shockwave create a crucial opening, a brief window of opportunity for Kale. The metallic shrapnel raining down, and the heat of the explosion are palpable. It's a gut-wrenching moment, highlighting the bonds of camaraderie and the ultimate price of war. Rest in peace, brave, well-armored friend. The sacrifice of his comrade ignites a primal fury in Kale. That moment, that selfless act, pushes him past his limits. He unleashes a torrent of attacks on Silas, each blow imbued with grief and rage. The metallic clang of his fists against Silas's armor becomes a furious drumbeat. He moves with a speed and ferocity that seems impossible, leveraging every ounce of his training and every piece of his advanced tech. Silas, momentarily staggered by the previous explosion, can't withstand the onslaught. Kale delivers a final, devastating blow, a powerful impact that shatters Silas's formidable armor with his sickening crack. The sound is incredibly satisfying. Justice, it seems, has a heavy fist. The fight culminates in a whirlwind of sparks and debris, leaving Silas defeated and the threat, for now, neutralized. Well, you can't just defeat the main villain in their lair without some dramatic structural instability, can you? With Silas down, the entire fortress, already weakened by the earlier assault, begins to collapse around Kale and his remaining team. Explosions rip through the interior, the groaning of stressed steel and crumbling rock creating a horrifying symphony. Rubble rains down, giant slabs of concrete and metal threatening to crush them. They're making a desperate, frantic escape, scrambling through collapsing corridors and leaping over chasms that appear out of nowhere. The ground trembles beneath their feet, and the whoosh of air being expelled from rapidly collapsing sections adds to the chaos. It's a race against time and gravity, and just when you think they're home free, another section gives way. Talk about a dramatic exit strategy. They made it, barely. Kale and his battered, exhausted team emerge from the smoking ruins of the fortress, the metallic taste of victory mingling with the bitter tang of loss. The sun rises, casting long shadows over the devastation, highlighting the scars on the land and, metaphorically, on their souls. Kale finds a piece of rubble to sit on, his armor dented and scraped, the silence now a welcome balm after the explosions. He looks out at the sunrise, a moment of somber reflection. The world is safer, yes, but at what cost? The distant creak of settling debris, and the soft whimper of a distant alarm are the only sounds. It's a powerful image. The triumph is there, but the weight of sacrifice is even heavier. Not every victory feels like a win, does it? Despite the heavy cost, humanity, as it always does, begins the slow, arduous process of rebuilding. We see glimpses of people working together, clearing the debris, starting to reconstruct what was lost. Even some of Kel's team, though still bearing the marks of battle, are lending a hand. The metallic clang of hammers against steel, the lower of newly activated machinery, and the distant calls of people coordinating efforts paint a picture of hope. It's a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Even when faced with overwhelming destruction, the scars will remain, a grim reminder, but new life is beginning to sprout, like tenacious weeds through cracked pavement. It's a slow, steady thrum of progress, echoing the promise of a future, even if it's a future with a lot of heavy-duty construction. And so, Armor 2024 closes, leaving us with a powerful message about sacrifice, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. It reminds us that even when our world is forged in steel and tempered by conflict, the true strength lies not just in the armor we wear, but in the courage and camaraderie within. Cal's journey isn't just about winning a battle. It's about finding hope in the aftermath, understanding that peace isn't the absence of war, but the willingness to fight for something better. It's about remembering those we lost and honoring their memory by building a future worthy of their sacrifice. So as the credits roll, let's ponder the battles, both external and internal, that shape us. What armor do you wear in your own life's conflicts? And what will you fight for? Until next time, stay strong, stay armored, and never stop.